on, let's get real. That was the Karnataka of the yesteryears, where we talk about unity, we talk about the beauty of Karnataka. Today, what's it about? There's just one word to describe it, and that's polarization. And no guesses as to why. It's because it's election year. And we're setting the stage now for 2023's biggest poll battle, all set to play out in the state of Karnataka. The ruling BJP is looking to come back to power, and that too by bucking a rather peculiar trend in the state. Wait. Let's not talk about the BJP alone. They're not the only ones with a chance in this fight. The Congress is going all out in this election too. Come on, you first figure out all your internal politics, the fight for power, etc., and then talk about fighting us. I agree that there are some small differences over leadership in the party, over the CM face, but that doesn't matter. The Congress is focused on ensuring there's a clear mandate that goes for the grand old party this time in Karnataka. I don't understand. You both are talking constantly about who's going to be winning. But let's be very, very clear. There's no winner without the JDS, is there? We are, after all, the kingmaker. We'll see about that. But in the meanwhile, welcome to State of War, Karnataka. So much going on, so much that's happened in Karnataka. Where do we begin? Well, let's start with the BJP. Let's talk about the Bharatiya Janata Party and their achievements. No, hold up. Let's focus on the numbers first, because that's what an election is all about, right? Let's start with that. Yeah, and not just numbers. It's also got a lot of history behind it if you look at what's happened in Karnataka politically. And that sets up the significance of this election. Okay, let's start with the numbers then. There are 224 seats up for grabs in the state of Karnataka. I'm breaking it down. How does it stand currently? Well, it's the BJP that's in power with the maximum number of seats. The BJP has 104 seats. What about the Congress? The Congress is second with 78 seats. And then you have the JDS with 37 seats. We know all of that. We know how you got back to power. But let's leave that aside for a moment. Let's talk about the results before that. In 2013, when the Congress had the very clear mandate, the Congress, with a sweeping majority, won 122 seats. And before that, before 2013, I'm talking about the election in 2008, then it was the BJP that had in fact won the people's mandate with 110 seats. And I'm sure everyone's wondering why I made that comment earlier about the JDS being kingmaker. Look at what happened in 2004. But like so often we've seen in Indian politics, unholy alliances often tend to break apart, and it's happened repeatedly with the JDS. And that brings us to the rather surprising trend in Karnataka politics. No government has ever managed to repeat itself. I'm talking about this trend being the case since the Indira Congress times in Karnataka.
One of the challenges Karnataka has faced, that in 40 years, in only 10 years have you had two chief ministers who completed their full 5-year term. So I think that's one of the internal dynamics of political parties and has worked to their disadvantage. And this time also, if you see, no political party, by no I mean at least the Congress and the BJP, have not declared their chief ministerial candidate. And which is a reflection of the fact that you are going into an election as a party and not as a leader.
And that's why the BJP has its task cut out right now. They have to ensure that they buck that trend, that they can actually come back to power in Karnataka. Since we're talking about history, it's important to also know about how Karnataka has been playing such an important and a vital role in shaping national politics as well. Jayaprakash Narayan's massive JP movement was a landmark one against Indira Gandhi's Congress. And Karnataka actually led the way for that with the Janata Party's win in 1985. And let's talk about that, because one of the biggest stalwarts, you're talking about Karnataka politics, you can't not talk about the political legends. And one of the biggest stalwarts is H.D. Devegowda, who led the Janata Dal to a massive election victory in 1994 and thereby turned over Karnataka politics on its head.
And how many of these MLAs, I'm not asking you the number, but how many of these MLAs have suggested to you that one of the solutions to the problem is change of leadership?
I know you are very clever.
I'm asking a straight question, sir.
Remember that Deve Gowda also became the Prime Minister in 1996. But, you know, I want to rewind a little more on that. Let's talk about what happened in Karnataka since the country's independence. Back then, in the 1950s and 1960s, Karnataka was referred to as the Mysore state. And at that time, it was a bastion of the Indian National Congress. So the Congress, the Grand Old Party, never really had to work hard earlier to ensure that they'd regain power in Karnataka. It was this stronghold. Since the state's reorganization in 1956, the Congress was largely in power for a major chunk of the time. Okay, let me take it forward from here. You may have had Mysore state officially becoming Karnataka in 1972, but that didn't really change politics in any way in the state. The Indian National Congress continued to enjoy power, continued to enjoy being in the throne in Karnataka. Devaraj Arasa and Gundu Rao had their terms until the juggernaut was halted by the JP movement. Let me step in there. The Congress muscled their way back in the state, but perhaps the turning point in Karnataka came in the year 1994. Why do I say that? Well, the Janata Dal, inspired by H.D. Deve Gowda, came to power, stormed into power rather, in Karnataka. There were two key takeaways from that election. One, the Congress, which was the might force, was reduced to just 34 seats. And the bigger impact was that the Lotus, the BJP, had finally bloomed in Karnataka, with B.S. Yediyurappa spearheading the BJP to become the second largest party. So the Congress from number 1 came to number 3.
Because, you know, people are fed up with this Congress, because that Sonia Gandhi cheated that voters. That's why people are ready to support Bharatiya Janata Party candidate.
Just like that, Karnataka had an alternative. It became a three-way battle since then.
A man not known for his oratory skills, Deve Gowda is lovingly called Mani Ne Magai, meaning the son of the earth in his native Karnataka. But even though the entry into politics was smooth, the ride ahead was an uphill task.
In 2004 was the next landmark election as far as Karnataka is concerned. Why? Because every political pundit had some gyan or the other to give and predicted one factor about the state. It did come true though. What happens if all three parties perform equally well? That kind of a scenario played out in Karnataka. In the 2004 Assembly elections, BJP emerged the single largest party. The Congress was second best at 65. And the JDS, back then led by Siddaramaiah, don't get confused, managed to get 58 seats. So with a hung assembly, all eyes were on JDS to see which way they go. And this is why I say JDS has a history of being the kingmaker.
Please come, Dharam Singh. All these things have been discussed in detail. Now we have agreed upon to form the government, a coalition government in Karnataka.
So JDS chose Congress. The Janata Dal joined hands with the Congress, with Dharam Singh taking charge as the Chief Minister. And what happened next in Karnataka is a word that we derive from the state itself. Endless Nataka. Siddaramaiah had a fallout with H.D. Deve Gowda, and then, twist of twists, in 2005, Siddaramaiah is expelled from the JDS.
Why do you want to move Mr. Siddaramaiah from the leadership of the JDLP to the party world?
Which reason we are going to take that decision? MP Prakash will going to address the press.
I say I was the hindrance, stumbling block for his plan. That's why he removed me first.
Now you're still hindrance, you still are hindrance.
No.
Does it end there? No, in Karnataka, that's just the beginning.
What more you want, Mrs.
A year later, Siddaramaiah joined hands with who were once his arch rivals with the Congress in the presence of Sonia Gandhi in this massive welcome campaign that the Congress led. A move that forced the JDS to break allies with the Congress and maybe call for fresh elections.
So now suppose BJP says that they accept all your maybe your manifesto. So will you join hands with them and form government?
No, hold on. They had better plans also. In politics, we've seen it so many times. There are no real friends or enemies for that matter. It's all about who will sit on the seat of power. JDS thereby walked up to the BJP and formed the government, and H.D. Kumaraswamy is made the Chief Minister. So there you have it, all drama taken care of.
ಶ್ರೀ H.D. ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾಗಿ.
Not at all. It was the beginning of another fresh cycle of drama. Because JDS, H.D. Kumaraswamy and B.S. Yediyurappa now got into a fight over any guesses, power and over the CM throne, who will be the Chief Minister. Now JDS decided to take the extreme step of pulling the plug on the alliance. This was, by the way, in 2007.
So do you think that this will be a stable government and it will go on, it will complete all the 18 months?
I don't want to reply for all these questions because whatever reply we will going to give, people will take it in bad way. How our friendly partners will going to behave in future days? On their behaviors only we can predict it will complete full term or it will not complete.
And now you know why we keep saying Nataka in Karnataka. Drama written all over the state. Agreed. There's endless Nataka in Karnataka and all. But I think we've conveniently forgotten what happened in the last election as well.
Are you confident of becoming the next Chief Minister of Karnataka or not? Same thing will repeat in Karnataka. No hung assembly. No hung assembly at all.
That brings us to the current scenario. Here's what happened a few years ago in 2018.
All India Congress Party has taken a decision to support JDS.
You had the JDS and Congress turning allies with just one mission in hand, to ensure that the BJP cannot come to power in Karnataka despite being the single largest party as per the people's mandate. Once again, you had H.D. Kumaraswamy at the throne. He took oath as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, and that moment led to this massive photo op, a show of strength by the opposition like nothing we've ever seen or perhaps have seen after that. But if you thought again, end of drama, think again. Because Kumaraswamy pulled off what he did in the 2000s, this time with the Congress. The BJP-JDS alliance may have been referred to as unholy, but so was the JDS-Congress alliance as well.
Do you hate Mr. Siddaramaiah?
What is the necessary for me to hate? Siddaramaiah is not running any campaign against me. His party is Congress, my party is JDS. I have to criticize him.
You have no problem with Siddaramaiah?
No, I have no problem at all.
The power-sharing formula, after a lot of ripples, a lot of tremors, a lot of differences, broke up. It lasted for just about 14 months. What led to the downfall? I'm going to bring in Nagarjun from Bengaluru for more on that.
It was in July 2019 that 17 MLAs from the coalition government resigned and flew to a resort in Mumbai city.
ये तो उनका तरीका है, पैसा है, पावर है, तो उसका वो प्रयोग करते हैं.
The then Chief Minister was in USA for an official trip, had to rush back to Bengaluru.
So the BJP is saying that you have been reduced to minority.
Why I have to resign? What is the necessary for me to resign now? The central government and BJP's attitude, how they wanted to demolish the democracy system in this country.
While these rebel MLAs were in touch with BJP's top brass and Yediyurappa.
Even today they want Congress, they let them go and approach the Supreme Court. They have written a letter to the governor. What are all things going on in the assembly?
That is why we are moving vote of confidence.
You're confident of getting the numbers, sir?
No, all our people will come back here. They don't want to lose their membership. That all the MLAs who had will change their mind. They'll be with us. We have a confidence. We will try to accommodate them.
The Speaker, however, suspended these rebel MLAs, and the MLAs then moved the Supreme Court and contested the by-elections, of which 15 of them won the by-elections and joined the BJP, and today are incumbent sitting ministers.
Dreamt of my becoming the Chief Minister today.
goes to the people of the state who solidly stood behind me and my party. Mine is the development government, and development is only my goal.
So the saffron wave is back in Karnataka in the most dramatic way, as is expected from Karnataka politics. B.S. Yediyurappa, the BJP strongman, the BJP veteran, was back as the Chief Minister of the state. But surprise, surprise, in a matter of 2 years, on the BJP's second anniversary as the government in Karnataka, he stepped down. He resigned in a rather emotional moment in the Karnataka Assembly. And why? Because of the BJP's age barrier, the age cutoff that they have.
ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಖುಷಿಯಿಂದ 75 ವರ್ಷ ದಾಟಿದ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ 2 ವರ್ಷ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ನಡ್ಡಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಶಬ್ದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ.
Now this is one of the most debated points, not just then but even to date, about whether the BJP Karnataka was wrong in removing B.S. Yediyurappa. But hold on, if you thought he was completely snubbed, that wasn't the case. Yediyurappa was given the opportunity to choose who his successor would be.
We have unanimously elected bommai as legislative party leader. We are all very happy.
And he handpicked Bommai to lead the BJP into this election, to lead the BJP into the 2023 election.
Probably they will be looking into the legacy which my father has left. So based on that, they are putting a lot of faith in me, like my central leaders Narendra Modi ji and Yediyurappa ji. So I have to live to the expectation of everybody.
So I'm guessing you got the flow and all of what's happened in Karnataka politics so far. But there's one very interesting aspect that we haven't told you about Karnataka yet. What are you talking about? The people who were rightly upset about Yediyurappa quitting and influenced the decision on Bommai's promotion to the CM post. But what's there to talk about? I think we all know that it was quite simply the Modi-Shah combination taking the decision. Come on, we all know there's a larger picture to also look at. It's also about caste and community, the mix of how that kind of politics really influences parties' decisions in the state. And I'm talking particularly about two caste groups, the Lingayats and the Vokkaliga. So let's put this stat out. Out of the 23 chief ministers that Karnataka has seen so far, 10 have come from the Lingayat community. Who are they? Well, a group of seers of different mats who back politicians and are a guaranteed vote bank. They constitute 17% of the state's population, and believe it or not, they're the deciding factor in about 120 of 224 Karnataka Assembly constituencies. Just so you know, Lingayats used to support both the Congress and BJP candidates earlier, but they moved away from the Congress, away from the Grand Old Party in 1990. This was when Rajiv Gandhi removed Virendra Patil as the Chief Minister. And let's get you some stats here of the BJP and how much the Lingayats matter to them. Of the party's 105 legislators, 37 are Lingayat. That's roughly about 39% of its lawmakers. So that's why it didn't really come as a surprise that when B.S. Yediyurappa stepped down as the Chief Minister, he then handpicked Bommai, who's also from the Lingayat community, to ensure that the Lingayats are in miffed toward Yediyurappa being removed as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. And if anything, the BJP will essentially recall the 2013 Assembly election results to ensure that they take lessons from the past as well. Because in 2013, when Yediyurappa, rather miffed with the BJP, ditched them and started his own party, most of the Lingayat vote, interestingly, didn't stay with the BJP. They left the BJP and went with Yediyurappa instead. And that seriously dented the BJP's chances in that election.
This time around, it will be interesting because while Yediyurappa continues to be a powerful face of the BJP, he is not a chief ministerial candidate. He is not even contesting the elections. So how impactful will his campaign be? On the other hand, while the Congress has been trying to build its base among the Lingayats, their challenge is they don't have a frontline leader in that community who they can project as a face of the party. So these are the challenges with regard to the Lingayat vote, and that's why there is so much of discussion.
You know, the Lingayats at one point did vote for the Congress in large numbers. And despite all of the shortcomings, the Congress is still trying very hard to woo them back. Rahul Gandhi, for example, when he embarked on the Bharat Jodo Yatra, he met this year of the Chitradurga Math, a very influential Lingayat seer, and sought his blessings. But that photo op, while extremely crucial in the political battleground of Karnataka, will it actually pay any dividends for the Congress? We'll see very soon. So we've covered the Lingayats for you. Let's focus now on the Vokkaligas, the second dominant caste group in Karnataka. There are 59 assembly seats largely concentrated in the old Mysore region, an area where the Vokkaligas are dominant. For long, they backed the Congress and JDS.
Now the BJP wants to alter this equation, and that's why the BJP is making a huge presence in the old Mysore region, which is actually the chink in their armor. They have not done well in the old Mysore region in the past, except in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. On the other hand, the fact that the KPCC president is from that community, and of course the JDS banks on that community, you still have this three-way competition, therefore, for the Vokkaliga vote.
National Congress president has become after SF Krishna, the same community has become. That is what I just disclosed before the community. I want those entire community to stand behind me. I want the voters of all the community, they will stand, definitely they will have an opportunity.
But, you know, I'd also like to highlight here that it isn't as if the BJP doesn't have leaders from the Vokkaliga community. I'll list a few. Former Deputy Chief Minister Ashwath Narayan, Minister R. Ashok, the Party General Secretary C.T. Ravi, who you see on the headlines very often, all of them are Vokkaligas. And in December 2022, Home Minister Amit Shah also made his speech asking the community to step forward, look beyond the Congress and choose the BJP this time.
करप्ट भी है, जातिवादी है, कम्युनल है, और इसके साथ-साथ क्रिमिनल का आश्रयदाता भी.
We've spoken about caste groups now. We've spoken about numbers. So we've given you enough background really into the Karnataka poll battle. We've set the stage for you for this 2023 election battle. Remember at the start we spoke about Kuvempu's poem on Karnataka, about unity, about how religions came together in the state. Throw all of that out of the window, courtesy our politicians. Because what are they busy talking about? Tipu versus Savarkar, Hindu versus Hindutva, double engine versus 40% commission. I can go on and on with all of these examples. And you tend to wonder what's gone wrong if this is the focus and these are the comments being made. So the Karnataka BJP raises Tipu Sultan, raises love jihad and raises several other communal issues. Juxtapose that with what Prime Minister Narendra Modi talks about every time he touches down in Karnataka. He's launching major development projects. He's talking about Vikas for the state.
डबल इंजन सरकार ने कर्नाटका को निवेशकों की पहली पसंद बनाया है. डबल इंजन का यानी डबल बेनिफिट.
So what explains this kind of a strategy that the BJP currently has? There's no doubt in anyone's mind that with BSY not at the helm of affairs, not the Chief Minister of Karnataka, not the face of Karnataka BJP, they're banking and relying heavily on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. On Budget Day, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman even offered a massive rollout. This was for the Upper Bhadra irrigation project.
In the drought-prone central regions of Karnataka, central assistance of 5,300 crore will be given to Upper Bhadra project to provide sustainable micro-irrigation and filling up of surface tanks for drinking water.
Hold up. That was expected, right? We all knew that there would be certain allocations in the budget for poll-bound states. It happens every single year. But is that going to be enough? Can the BJP actually ride on the accomplishments, the achievements of Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai in this election? I think the answer is in what's happening in Karnataka. There's a reason the BJP is polarizing the elections the way they are, right?
You faced a trial by fire ever since you became Chief Minister last year.
It is just a political kind of illusion they want to project, posing us that we are anti-Christian, anti-Muslim. These are all political making. No truth in this.
Okay, hold on. We don't want to be the judge, we don't want to be the jury. The BJP has been trying to cash in on the agenda. That's been the fulcrum for victories in the northern belt. We can't deny it. The Hindutva push has helped the BJP so much in so many states. In Karnataka, they've even pushed maximum they can to give recognition to Veer Savarkar. They've held Rath Yatra, saying it's to spread awareness about Savarkar. You've got several programs that they've started off in rural parts, urban parts of Karnataka.
Now Savarkar issue is refusing to die. Today, former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has launched the Rath Yatra in Mysuru. How do you see these kind of developments in the state?
Whatever BJP's internal agenda to spoil the atmosphere of the public, it will not going to work out.
The BJP has left no stone unturned. They're trying to ensure that Savarkar is put on the same pedestal as Mahatma Gandhi in Karnataka. If that wasn't enough, what dominated headlines the whole of 2022 was a showdown, a debate over hijab, with a turn of events that once again communalized the state of affairs in Karnataka and made it a Hindu versus Muslim narrative strictly. The ruling BJP played this very deftly. They distanced themselves from the matter, referred to it as a constitutional issue. The matter then reached the Supreme Court. It was forced to intervene with multiple petitions reaching the Supreme Court from Karnataka.
So the government should stop playing hide and seek from the people, come out in the open, tell properly what their intention is.
Hijab is something which you are not created. Uniformity has to be brought in. We need to wear uniform. So as per the guidelines, there was no scope to wear hijab in a classroom.
And to build on this hijab narrative and this entire politics and debate over it, the matter of love jihad also made its grand entry, courtesy the BJP's state president, Nalin Kumar Katil.
ಒಂದು ಲವ್ ಜಿಹಾದಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಠಿಣವಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ನಿರ್ದಾಕ್ಷಿಣ್ಯವಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾನೂನು ಕ್ರಮ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಠಿಣವಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ರೂಪನ ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
But away from all of the polarization politics, let's focus on the hardcore politics in Karnataka. A question that most people are asking right now when you look at the BJP strategy is, can Basavaraj Bommai actually rise up to all of the challenges and particularly take on the mighty duo of D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah?
So when they kept the flower, you were smiling. In fact, before you delivered the budget, you were smiling. Were you laughing at them? What was going on in your mind?
Their promises are so impractical. Even people also know. And people don't believe them. They have already put flowers on the ears of people all these years. They went round and people have put flowers. That's why they are showing it. Especially I pity Siddaramaiah. Congress party has brought him so low that they have to put flowers. There are so many ways to express your opposition and do that. And Congress is a very old party. So they have stood so low, and that shows the desperation.
That brings me to the Congress, who just like the BJP are doing everything they can to ensure that they go ahead and garner maximum votes. So their campaign also has been extremely aggressive. And it begins with their biggest charge. What is it? It's a corruption charge, where they fired the 40% commission charge at the Bommai government. What exactly is this all about? Basically, let's explain it to you. It's an allegation made by the Karnataka State Contractors Association that government officials and Karnataka BJP MLAs demand a 40% commission, essentially a bribe, from contractors for every single development project that's authorized in the state.
There is a big letter by Kempanna contractors. Prime Minister and this party himself is supporting all this scandal. What about the statement as given by Vishwanath, statement given by Yatnal, given by Nirani and various others, Mr. Pratap Simha, all those things has to be addressed. Why BJP is shutting mouth? They are not opening their mouth, not taking any action. This is what we want from the Prime Minister.
The matter escalated after this association, the Contractors Association, wrote directly to Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai and even to Prime Minister Modi. And they named a person in their letter. They named the then minister, again a senior BJP leader, K.S. Ishwarappa.
You've also got very serious charges of corruption and a 40% commission raj in your state.
Congress, which is a main opposition party here, was defeated because of its corruption and inefficiency. And they think that they can play the same role and try to defeat us. There's a vast difference. I believe in improving the system. Individuals can be funny, but if you improve the system and don't give occasion for all this kind of nonsense, then automatically the whole ecosystem will change.
Now you have to, whatever said and done, you have to give it to the Congress because they came up with different ways, different initiatives to ensure that they lambast Chief Minister Bommai on this. Pay CM posters were put up across Bengaluru, for example, and these pictures went viral because it even had a QR code to go ahead and direct people to a website that explained this entire corruption charge. As far as the BJP is concerned, they've refuted all of these allegations. They're saying it's completely baseless. But this has given some ammunition to the Congress to take on the BJP on the one issue that's always a sore point for the party, corruption.
The government of Karnataka is the most corrupt government in the country. Contractors ने प्रधानमंत्री को चिट्ठी लिखी, 40% कमीशन का राज चल रहा है, प्रधानमंत्री ने कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की.
So you see all of this back and forth. But the Congress's biggest advantage, let's face it, could also be their biggest problem, their biggest headache. The fact that they have two big leaders, D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah. And they have to pick between the two on who will be the CM face for the party. As a two-way battle for the CM post between the veteran Siddaramaiah and the Karnataka Congress chief, D.K. Shivkumar. One cannot deny, as much as the Congress tries to, that there are factions right now within the party. It remains to be seen if they can actually keep their differences aside and work for Congress. But what's very clear is that D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah are giving subtle messages to their factions to continue to project them as the CM face.
See, it is not important that I be the Chief Minister or X be the Chief Minister. There are so many leaders who have contributed for the growth of the party in the state. There are various leaders. See, there is no any friction or any groups in the party. Congress has only one group. Congress party coming to power is important. It is not me or Siddaramaiah is not important here. We have to serve the people. We are working together.
The Congress's mantra for this election has been Yatras. It's the flavor of the season for them. Both Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivkumar, after their successful sprints with Rahul Gandhi at the Bharat Jodo Yatra, if you know what I mean, also went on their own yatra, the Praja Dwani Yatra, which they said is meant to expose the failures of the BJP government in Karnataka. One second, there is also a similar yatra by the BJP. It's called the Vijay Sankalp Yatra to highlight essentially the BJP government's achievements. But we'll have to wait and see, as is the case with all of our campaigns, as to whether they will pay any rich dividends as far as the voters are concerned. And now, let's focus on what's happening in the Janata Dal. H.D. Kumaraswamy is leading the party now, and he no doubt faces his toughest challenge in this particular election. He can't rely on the Congress, he can't rely on the BJP, because this time the JDS is completely on their own.
I want to start by asking the most pertinent question which is there on everybody's minds. Can the kingmaker finally become the king?
We don't really understand what is king and kingmaker. Not the number of votes or number of seats which matters. Kumaraswamy is the only person who's working for pro-poor and pro-development. So definitely we are kings.
Both the Congress and BJP have gone public to say they won't ally with Kumaraswamy. Once bitten, twice shy, essentially. And so just like that, HDK has played his most vital card. What do you think it is? He's broken down again.
ದೇವೇಗೌಡರು ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಭಾವನಾತ್ಮಕವಾದ ಜೀವಿ ನಾನು. ಅವರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತರಬೇಡಿ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರ ಬದುಕು ಮುಖ್ಯ ನನಗೆ ದೇವೇಗೌಡರದು. ನನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಅವರೇನು ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪಕ್ಷ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು 120 ಸೀಟ್ ಗೆಲ್ಲಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಕೆ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಿರೋದು.
And to make matters worse, the JDS has another task in hand to handle the rumored infighting between party chief H.D. Kumaraswamy and his brother H.D. Revanna.
Despite the fact that Kumaraswamy might deny a seat to his wife Bhavani Revanna, will Revanna still support Kumaraswamy? Wouldn't there be any disgruntlement between them as political leader?
See, in politics is a game of aspirations. Everybody wants, everybody thinks that, you know, they can contribute in a better fashion. This time also the High Command has decided that we would not have Bhavani Revanna as candidate. And tomorrow, if at all we think that Bhavani Revanna is the right candidate, we would definitely consider. Everybody obeys, believes in the decision which is taken by the High Command.
The party that's always been called as the kingmaker have this year turned rather ambitious, calling themselves the pride of Karnataka. Why? Because they're saying we're the only true Kannadiga party. HDK thereby has started off his own rallies, his own strategy, where he's called his campaign Mission 123, Mission 123, and for a change, trying to stake claim single-handedly.
So this time as well, if Kumaraswamy would want to get the throne of the Chief Minister's chair, they would have to, if history speaks any truth, they would have to get into a coalition. So as a last resort, would you ever side with BJP or Congress?
As a last resort, we would side with people of Karnataka and expect them to give us 121 seats. We would beg to the people of Karnataka that this time, as we all know the way great job the regional parties are doing here in down south and the way Mamata Banerjee is working, please give us an opportunity to save the culture, save tradition, and chor chor mosere bhai. It is a proverb which is said in North India that both these chores are definitely going and doing drama, but people of Karnataka are definitely going to give a befitting reply to both these national parties.
And so that sets up the stage for you perfectly to the battle for Karnataka. Welcome to it. It's got a lot of masala, it's got a lot of ingredients of a pitch-high battle for power and whatnot. As far as the BJP is concerned, right now all eyes are on Baswaraj Bommai. Very often he's been termed as a silent chief minister. But will that change in the run-up to the election? Does the BJP still have a master stroke up its sleeve?
The Congress have a different feeling. They say that you have been sidelined. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಮೂಲೆ ಗುಂಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. How do you see this, sir? You have been sidelined, you have not been given responsibility, you have been thrown out of the power, you have been sent to old age.
Intentionally, these Congress friends are speaking all these things. That is not correct. You know very well, I myself voluntarily resigned for chief ministership and Bommai has become the chief minister. I myself decided that after 8 years I should not continue in election politics, that's all. So I am not retired from the politics. I am going around in the state to build up the party, and I have got 100% confidence that we are going to come back to power in Karnataka. Not only Assembly but also Lok Sabha will get absolute seats.
Oh, come on, let's be realistic here. Whatever master stroke it may be, it better be strong enough, because right now you have a formidable combo. D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah leading the Karnataka Congress. They are together, in fact, playing it out to ensure that the Congress wins. Siddaramaiah has also played his card, claiming this will be his last election. So there's that emotional touch as well now.
ನನಗೆ ಚುನಾವಣೆಗೆ ನಿಲ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇದೇ ಕೊನೆ. ಆದರೆ ರಾಜಕೀಯದಿಂದ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ರಾಜಕೀಯವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಬೆಂಬಲ ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನ ಈಗಲೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಮುಂದೇನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ.
The word retirement time and again has been uttered by politicians, and Siddaramaiah is also an example, perhaps, of how politicians keep talking about retirement but never actually retire. Devagowda, for example, still has a very active role to play as JDS embarks on this lone fight to prove themselves. You know, one thing at the end of the day is for sure. Like how the movies in the south, now all of you know, it's a huge rage, it's blockbuster, this particular three-way battle between the Congress, the BJP and the JDS is also as good as a film. It's an epic South blockbuster right now that's playing out in politics. It's the perfect mix. There's a bit of history, there's larger-than-life politicians. If you have noticed, the dialogues also have gotten way sharper and fiercer as we get closer and closer to the elections. And there's only one thing left, isn't there? For the authors of this script, I'm talking about you, the voter of Karnataka, to pen the ultimate climax. We'll wait and watch for that.